First news is about vaccine rollout for older people soon. Now, Health Ministry ने बोला है कि we have definitely got certain mutant strains. For example, हमारे पास सब मिलता है, मतलब आप नाम लो वो भी यहाँ पे. So UK वाला स्ट्रेन है यहाँ पे, ब्राजील वाला स्ट्रेन है, एक दो केस साउथ अफ्रीकन वाले स्ट्रेन के भी मिले. मैक्सिमम चाइनीज स्ट्रेन ही चल रहा है हमारे यहाँ. So all these strains are available, and yet we are conducting some vaccinations. But now that frontline workers are almost covered, frontline workers, healthcare workers, वो सारे जो हैं automatically अब जब cover हो चुके हैं सारे, so in that case, government is saying that we will now be expanding it to people who are above 50 years of age. Now, can somebody try to give a rationale behind why are we giving this special protection to the people who are above 50 years of age?
So
Yes,
because they are prone to the infection.
Okay, and
so people who are aged above 50 have a weaker immune system, and
so the point is, with COVID we have seen a lot of morbidities. ठीक है, बहुत ज़्यादा death rate भी है यहाँ पे, fatality भी है. So maximum people who lost their lives or who were severely affected and required ventilators and everything were people who were above 50 years of age. अब 50 साल की एज में ऐसा क्या हो जाता है that you become so vulnerable? ठीक है, what happens that makes you so vulnerable when you are 50 plus of age? आपको पता होना चाहिए आपके बॉडी में दो टाइप के प्रोसेस होते हैं, कैटाबॉलिज्म एंड एनाबॉलिज्म. One is a constructive process, the other is destructive process. Now you must have seen a child is born, फिर उसका साइज बढ़ता चला जाता है बच्चे का, एक टाइम पे वो अडल्ट हो जाता है, फुल ग्रोन एकदम. उसके बाद में थोड़ी सी उसकी हाइट कम हो जाती है एज वो बुढ़ापे की तरफ लीन करता है. ठीक है, थोड़ा तो टिल्ट भी हो जाती है बॉडी, बाकी उनकी हाइट भी थोड़ी कम हो जाती है. ठीक है, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द जॉइंट्स वगैरह वो जो होते हैं, कैटाबॉलिज्म वहाँ ज्यादा हो जाता है, वो कम होने लगता है. तो बेसिकली इट्स जस्ट द गैप व्हिच इज फिल्ड. सो स्लाइटली जो होती है हाइट कम हो जाती है जब आदमी बहुत बूढ़ा हो जाता है. इनफैक्ट यू मस्ट हैव सीन पीपल हु आर मोर देन 95 इयर्स ऑफ एज, उनकी कभी स्टैचर देखना बॉडी का बहुत वीक हो जाता है. So basically the catabolic processes become very fast in their body, and जब कैटाबॉलिज्म बहुत ज्यादा होता है that means immunity will never be so strong. ठीक है, because आपके बॉडी में बन कम रहा है, खत्म ज्यादा हो रहा है, and that is how eventually you reach up to a level जहाँ पे लोग कहते हैं आपका टिकट कट गया, ऊपर वाले ने आपको बुला लिया. That's where people are gone. Now taking a look at that perspective, people above 50 are the ones who are most vulnerable to any kind of fatality when it is associated with COVID. And that is why these people will be the first ones to get the vaccine. अगर आपने कभी भी सुना हो related to especially COVID vaccine, the sequence which I always give is just like this. सबसे पहले frontline workers in healthcare वाले लोग, thereafter senior citizens, and immediately after that I say that either it is going to be children or women. Don't you think यहाँ पे pregnant women should be given priority over any other person in these? उसके बाद कहीं एडल्ट मेल का नंबर आएगा. टेल मी योर ओपिनियन.
we can give the vaccines to the pregnant women with the senior citizens category, sir. In my opinion,
pregnant नहीं होती ना.
नहीं, they are not pregnant obviously, but my point was कि simultaneously, because they should be given priority. So with the category of senior citizens, we can give the vaccines to the pregnant women with the senior, because their ratio might be the lowest out of all.
ठीक है, what you're saying is that on point number 2 we should put senior citizens in parallel with pregnant women, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody else?
So like in my opinion, I think why not give the vaccine first to children? Like they are more important, right? I don't say that the senior citizens are not important. They are definitely important, sir. But then children, they are the future, right?
Giving vaccine as per the importance. अगर importance से दे रहे होते तो सबसे पहले कोविड जी को मिली होती वैक्सीन. We are giving it as per vulnerability. Who's more vulnerable? Whose immunity is less? तो उस सीक्वेंस में कहाँ पे रखोगे आप प्रेग्नेंट women को?
So definitely, like she has a higher risk, so she has to be at par with the senior citizens, I believe.
ठीक है. Anybody who has a differing opinion from this second point, कि सेकंड पे सीनियर सिटीजन और प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन एक साथ होनी चाहिए, इससे डिफरिंग कोई ओपिनियन?
नो सर, सेम.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, चलो. They should be, in my opinion, put over here. अगर उनको ना भी दो तो चलेगा. Even if you don't give them any vaccine, that is going to be better. Because you should understand that this vaccine has been prepared in a hotchpotch. जल्दबाजी में create करी हुई vaccine है. It has certain side effects also. For example, people have experienced bruises, people have experienced fever. और जहां कुछ नहीं था वहां पे फेक न्यूज इतनी स्प्रेड हुई कि कई जगह पे लोगों ने ऐसे बोल दिया कि भाई वैक्सीन लगाओगे तो अपाहिज हो जाओगे. फेक न्यूज बहुत है, प्रोपेगेंडा बहुत ज्यादा एसोसिएटेड है वैक्सीन से रिलेटेड. बट दिस इज वेरी ट्रू दैट वैक्सीन हैज नॉट बीन कंप्लीटली टेस्टेड. नाउ इमेजिन यू आर गिविंग वैक्सीन टू वन पर्सन हु इज ऑलरेडी कैरिंग 2 lives and is at the lowest of their immunity. Did you understand why are we not giving this to pregnant women till now? And why is the government not announcing it? It will not be announced because pregnant women are at a very high risk. That is why you must have seen कई food items पे तक लिखा होता है that not for pregnant women, because it might not be sensitive to the body of the lady but it might be very sensitive for the child. कई food items के ऊपर आपने देखा होगा that it is mentioned that you should refrain from consuming it if you are pregnant. In fact, paracetamol की tablet के ऊपर लिखा होता है ये तो. The PCM which we Indians eat like as if we are having Cadbury chocolate. यहाँ पे तो वैलेंटाइंस डे पे डेट में भी लड़का पैरासीटामोल का पत्ता देता होगा एक दूसरे को. Just a lame joke. So you should understand that pregnant women are that section of the society which is not just vulnerable but is also not that much researched upon. You really do not know what kind of the child is there. Maybe hypersensitive बच्चा हो सकता है, मतलब कुछ एक टफ रफ पैदा हो जाए, बट हो सकता है कोई एक बहुत ज्यादा यू कैन से वेरी hypersensitive child is there. एक इंजेक्शन वैक्सीन लगे उसी से कुछ एडवर्स रिएक्शन हो जाए and that the child might die. So because of that reason, we do not go ahead and provide any kind of vaccinations to pregnant women without having thoroughly tested them. There is a particular routine of vaccination which these ladies have to go through if they are pregnant. अगर आपके घर में कभी कोई pregnant हुआ है तो आपने देखा होगा कि एक routine set होता है vaccines का, वही लगता है केवल उनको. Apart from that, the doctors even do not tend to give them any medicines. अगर वो बीमार भी होती हैं, they try कि generally बिना medicines के ही काम चल जाए, because we do not want to expose them further to any kind of extra drugs that we are providing. इनका dietary supplement ही बस अच्छा रखा जाए, that is more than sufficient. And then they should also stay protected. They should not roam outside in the current time. It's not because of I'm some sort of patriarchal outlook के साथ बोल रहा हूँ, but the fact is you are pregnant. There are 2 lives at stake. In certain cases there may be more than 2. अगर आपको triplets वगैरह हो रहे हैं या फिर मान लो आपको ट्विन्स ही हो रहे हैं तब भी 3 lives तो हो ही गई डेंजर पे. So that is where you should understand that pregnant women will always remain into a very different zone. उनको हम routine section में society के नहीं डाल सकते. But then a question might come to you that pregnant women के साथ साथ same situations apply to the senior citizens also. What if a emergency happens? What if let's say इनको कोई adverse reaction हो जाए तो? So as I told you that first we provide vaccine on the basis of vulnerability, then we provide it on the basis of priority. Vulnerability is the first thing, priority is the second thing. तो ये priority list में ऊपर आते हैं, ठीक है, कि already जिंदगी जी चुके हैं, हो गई reaction तो क्या होगा? Although again, not a good point to stick with, but see, this is a capitalist world. The entire social security structure which you are seeing these days, where we say that senior citizens must get a pension, healthcare honi chahiye, aisa waisa. Do you know why is it there? In Indian society, we used to have a joint society का culture. That is where the child would take care of their parents once the parents get old. And जब बच्चा छोटा होता है तो उस टाइम पे माँ बाप बच्चे की केयर करते हैं. This is the capitalist world where we are saying that the child needs to be the responsibility of the state and so needs to be the parent. I mean, एज ओल्ड में जब आप हो तब भी आप जो हो सरकार की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ना हो, मतलब खुद से आप प्रिजर्व होने चाहिए हो. एंड चाइल्ड जो है दैट शुड ऑल्सो बी प्रिजर्व्ड बाय द स्टेट एंड थ्रू scholarships and everything. Why exactly is it happening? Because nobody wants to spend money. This is purely a capitalist notion. Do some brainstorming on that. ठीक है, वरना अगर अपने एंशियंट कल्चर के हिसाब से चलोगे तो आइडियली पेरेंट्स शुड बी, उनका तो पूरा ध्यान बच्चों को रखना चाहिए, उनको कोई पेंशन की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए. देयर शुड नॉट बी एनी अदर थिंग. But since costs are rising and everything is happening, that's why we are doing it. And this is pretty much the story about this. अगले पॉइंट पे आते हैं, दिल्ली कोर्ट. अच्छा, बिफोर आई गो ऑन टू दिस पॉइंट, लास्ट में जो मैंने बात बोली इस पे हो सकता है कुछ काउंटर्स हो. सो इफ एनी काउंटर्स आर देयर प्लीज आस्क. कोई भी?
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
So like you said, that children should take care of their parents. Me as an example, I'm still unemployed, I'm not earning, and I'm preparing for the defense exams and everything. And my parents are above 50 years of age. My dad has a business and my mother is a principal. So as soon as my mom gets retired and my dad gets retired from his business, they might be needing some, we might be needing some money. And in that situation, if I'm still unemployed, the government has to take some kind of responsibility for them, because I cannot sustain my life with the pressure of sustaining their life also. I will try my level best, but the situation like mine will be there in the world, in our country at par.
ठीक है. Let me put it this way. Would it have been required if your family was always a joint family since last 4 or 5 generation? अगर अभी भी आप एक joint family का part होते जहाँ पे maybe 13, 14 people would be there, even more than that. I mean, if my family becomes joint family, only two generations, जहाँ पे मेरे grandfather के जो भाई थे अगर वो सारे साथ में रहे, तो we would be around 170 people or something. That is how big my clan is. So imagine you're staying in a household of 170 people. Do you think one person's unemployment would make any difference? What you're trying to do is कि जो joint family का system है अभी बीच में एक बार वो chain break हो गई ना, now you will have to wait. First you have to be employed, then तुम्हारे बच्चों को तुम्हें sustain करना है साथ में, फिर उनके जो बच्चे होंगे वहां वो joint structure वापस आ जाएगा. That joint structure doesn't exist as of now. That's what my point was. That अगर joint पहले से चल रहा होता कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती. But now that it has fractured, now we need the support. Now we cannot do without it. Okay?
Agreed, sir.
All right. Anybody else? चलो फिर बढ़ते हैं अगले पॉइंट पे. Delhi court grants bail to दिशा रवि जी को बेल मिल गई है. Now some people are saying that बेगुनाह साबित हो गई. इतनी सी बात है. देखो बेल इज एक सिंपल सा फंडा याद रखना. प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस सिंपली मेंशन दैट जेल इज द एक्सेप्शन. ठीक है. दिस इज वन टर्म विच यू कैन ऑलवेज यूज. ऐसे से लेके कहीं भी. Jail is the exception, bail is the norm. What does this mean? It simply means that in routine circumstances, every person is entitled to bail. ठीक है. जेल तो केवल एक्सेप्शनल केसेस में मिलनी चाहिए. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस. आप में से कोई एक बंदा वॉलंटियर करो. ठीक है. लेट्स से त्रिवेणी के ऊपर ये चार्ज लगता है कि त्रिवेणी ने किसी दुकान से बटर का पैकेट चुराया. छोटा चार्ज समझ के बुरा मत मानना कि सर मैं तो मर्डर करने का चार्ज लेके आऊंगी. आई मीन बटर चुराना भी एक क्राइम ही हुआ एक तरह से. बट शी स्टोल अ पीस ऑफ बटर. नाउ केस पहुंचा कोर्ट में. अभी तक चार्जेस प्रूव नहीं हुए हैं. सो नाउ डू यू थिंक त्रिवेणी शुड बी जेल्ड इमीडिएटली? इज देयर एनीबॉडी हु बिलीव्स सो?
If the law says so, yes, sir. But if the law also has some protection for such small crimes, it has some exceptions to it.
See, the point is, it is only alleged thus far that she has stolen the butter. It's not proven. So do you think we should send her to jail immediately while the police conducts the investigation and everything?
No, sir. If it's not proven, then...
No, sir. Not in this case. Right? It is not that much big or related to the security or something else. So इसमें सर नहीं होना चाहिए.
चलो अब मैं दूसरा केस बताता हूँ अपना. लेट सपोज मेरे ऊपर मर्डर का किसी ने वो लगा दिया चार्ज, अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर का. एंड इन अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर इट्स अ वेरी सीरियस ऑफेंस. यू ट्राई टू किल समबडी, यू ट्राई टू टेक अवे देयर लाइफ. इन दैट केस मेरे ऊपर चलो एफआईआर हो गई. जिस दिन एफआईआर हुई मैं इमीडिएटली मजिस्ट्रेट के पास गया एंड आई सेड सर I will fully cooperate with you in this matter, but please grant me bail. ठीक है. मुझे लगा कि शायद मैं अरेस्ट हो जाऊंगा. मैं इंटरिम बेल के लिए पहुंच गया सीधे. इंटरिम मतलब अग्रिम जमानत. Now in this case, let's suppose you are the magistrate. Would you grant me the bail?
Sir, if magistrate finds there is a chance, there will be a chance that I will attempt further, then he can मतलब हो सकता है उससे.
अगर मुझे फर्दर अटेम्प्ट ही करना होता तो मैं तुम्हारे पास क्यों आता?
Yes sir, actually
no, sir, it depends. Okay, depends upon the interpretation of the magistrate, whether he finds the other person guilty or not even before starting of the case, and the seriousness or the intensity of the crime you have committed. Because many cases are resolved on the circumstances which they are happened in the situations. At times, there might be a situation that when you went to the magistrate and you asked that you said that you will cooperate and everything, the magistrate might give you a bail and might not give you a bail upon this situation.
So you being the magistrate, on what grounds would you give me the bail?
Sixth sense.
Sir,
Sixth sense.
Yes,
but
sir.
that is completely arbitrary. Sixth sense में तो ऐसा होगा कि मेरे लिए चलो ठीक है, किसी दूसरे पर्सन के लिए he came under the table पैसा तुम्हें पहुंचा दिया, तुमने कहा ये कहीं नहीं जाएगा.
Sir, is getting bail before the case has started or the case has started, isn't that also arbitrary?
No, that's not. I'll tell you why. अभी आता हूँ उस चीज पे मैं. ठीक है. I'll tell you.
Going through his history,
which you can extend it. Anybody else who wants to try? Triveni कुछ कह रहे हो?
Yes, sir. Sir, if you have this before the magistrate, sir, so it's like अगर पुलिस के सामने कहो तो they do not accept it, right? But then if you have said this in front of magistrate, it can be taken as a authenticated proof or something, and then मिल सकती है bail आपको.
वो चीज हो गई. What you're saying, आप evidence की admissibility के बारे में बात करो. That's a different thing. We'll come on to that also later. Dharini?
Sir, I will get a background check of the person committing crime, and according to that,
सबसे बढ़िया क्रिमिनल एमएलए हूं मैं. आज देखो एक पकड़ा गया फॉरेनर्स को उल्लू बनाते हुए एमएलए हमारा. You know, in today's Hindu there is a news that an MLA.
Yes, sir. Robbing वाला केस को.
कुछ भी चल रहा है देश में, देख रहे हो. ये हमारे legislators हैं. I mean, even if it is just an allegation, yet you can see. अगर allegation है तो opposition क्या करना चाह रहा है इससे, और अगर confirmed है तो फिर तो छोड़ो ही छोड़ो. Yes, रुचिका.
सर बेल देकर उसको हाउस अरेस्ट टाइप कुछ चीज पर रख दे ताकि उसका मूवमेंट पॉसिबल ना हो.
But don't you think again that is against my rights? I'm coming to you upfront. It's against my rights then. हाउस अरेस्ट तो वैसे भी आजकल बहुत ज्यादा कंट्रोवर्शियल हो जाती है. चलो, anybody else who wants to try या फिर बस मैं बताऊं? Let's continue. ठीक है. What if I come to you and I tell you, let's say अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा उल्टा कर देते हैं, रिवर्स. You come to me, तुम्हारे ऊपर सेम एलिगेशन है, you are an MLA जिसके ऊपर मर्डर का चार्ज लगाया गया, attempt to murder का. In that case, you come to me and say that this is a false allegation. I will fully cooperate with you in this entire proceeding, investigation का. मेरे पास एक basic principle apply करता है, and that principle says that you are innocent until proven guilty. जब तक तुम्हें guilty prove ना कर दिया जाए, till then you are innocent for me. So I will treat you as an innocent person. ठीक है? That is my belief that yes, you are innocent. Also, police has not given any charge sheet yet. FIR might have been registered, but charge sheet has not been filed yet. You are coming for interim relief. While seeing this, I will say that, okay, bring two sureties, two people who will guarantee that you will not run away. Because if you run away, I will catch those people. And these two people cannot be any Ramlal or Shyamlal. These people have to be somebody of good standing in the society. Again, once you are here, furnish a bond. अब let's say Triveni ने butter चुराया, तो butter के केस में बोलूंगा what is the cost of the butter? 50 rupees. Fill a bond of 50 rupees जो butter का cost था. ठीक है? या फिर अगर attempt to murder वाला कोई बंदा है, तो मैंने देखा कि इसकी क्या standing है, what is his paying capacity. उस पे मैंने बोल दिया, for example, if an MLA comes, I'll say furnish a bond of 5 lakh rupees that you will not run away. Then I will also alert the local police saying if this person is found crossing the borders of the city, you have to inform me. Also, उसको भी बोल दूंगा कि it is forbidden for you to go outside the city and you cannot leave the country at any cost. City से ही बाहर नहीं जाओगे पहली चीज तो, country से तो बिल्कुल भी बाहर नहीं जाना है आपको. City से बाहर जाने के लिए मेरी permission लेके जा सकते हो आप. I will put certain conditions and then I will grant the bail. Because India के अंदर अभी भी more than 1/3, in fact 2/3 prisoners are almost under trial. You see, and conviction rate is very poor in India. बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जो 30 साल अपनी जिंदगी के जेल में काट देते हैं and then they come out to be proven innocent. Their life is completely shattered. They have nothing left. इसका एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल दिखाता हूं मैं आपको. You all must have heard about this Rajiv Gandhi हत्याकांड in which our former prime minister was bombed. Suicide bombing हुआ था. He was dead in that attack. and many people were put into jail. तो एक बंदा है जेल में, I do not recall his name. A few days back there was an editorial on him in Hindu only. So in that editorial, the lawyers had expressed what exactly happened. So this guy, some people come to him asking for batteries. He helped arranging batteries to these people. ठीक है? He had no clue absolutely about why are these people, in requirement for certain batteries. Battery लिया तो क्या ही करेंगे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, कुछ बनाएंगे साइंस का प्रोजेक्ट. But these people created a bomb. उसके बाद में हरकत हो गई. Do you think, in your opinion, this person was guilty? अगर इसको बस जितना बताया मैंने fact, if this is true completely, in that case, do you think this person is guilty?
No, sir.
No, sir. If he was unaware, then he should be not guilty.
Right. Second thing बताता हूँ. Second thing to this is the superintendent of police who recorded his, क्योंकि UAPA वगैरह के अंडर जब किसी पे चार्ज लगता है तो you can give the statement in front of the police also. So the superintendent who recorded the statement has, after a few years, around 15 years later, claimed that he might not have recorded the statement carefully. He might have changed certain things and tweaked a few things in the statement. After that case, do you think any admissibility is remaining of the evidence that has been submitted? And yet that man has been in the prison for so long. ठीक है, अभी तक जेल से बाहर नहीं आया वो. And जब वो अरेस्ट हुआ था तो क्या 19 years old था वो लड़का. I mean younger than you. And this time he's 40 years old. He spent a part क्या पूरी की पूरी जवानी उसने अपनी जेल में काट दी. Now do you expect him to do anything good in his life? He has completed, I think, his LLB and others in the jail. So this is the problem with the system, wherein once we incarcerate somebody, we do not check them. Till the time I'm standing outside, everything is fine with me. But the moment I will go to the jail, I am consistently in touch with hardcore criminals who are there. And that is where the problem begins. That is where hardcoring of every other person who goes to the jail begins. This is why the reformative state of the prisons is very poor. So jail is only to be an exception. जहाँ पे भी हो, अब श्योरिटी फर्निश करवाओ, बॉन्ड्स फर्निश करवाओ, उन बंदे को बेल दे दो to the maximum extent possible. Only when they are found guilty, you should put them in the jail. या फिर वो cooperate ना करें आपके साथ में, then you can put them in the jail. Or if let's say they are trying to temper the evidence and are found doing so, in that case you should put them to jail. So jail should always be the exception. Bail should be the norm. Same has been done by the court in this case. But this does not mean that she is not guilty. Investigations will continue against her. And pretty soon you might get a conclusion and the charge sheet might be filed by the police. Is this news clear to you and the concept of jail and bail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next point is blow to PM Oli as Nepal Supreme Court reinstates the lower house. So Prime Minister Oli recently announced the elections and said that the lower house stands resolved. But the Supreme Court of Nepal has examined that and has been able to reinstate the lower house. Now, you should understand that these events were not so frequently happening. I really did not want to include this news, but I did so because I wanted to add one simple argument to this one, that it is the Supreme Court of India which has given the strength to many courts around the world. You must have heard many times Philippines के कोर्ट में कहीं उठा लिया इंडियन सुप्रीम कोर्ट का कोई जजमेंट, and कभी साउथ अफ्रीका के किसी कोर्ट में. In fact, the courts in the Eurozone also have often been heard quoting Indian judges. So that is how important our Supreme Court is. And when our Supreme Court exercises the powers, दूसरे courts भी inspire होते हैं उससे. ठीक है? So you can see a similar trend is being followed in the Nepal also, wherein पूरा का पूरा जो lower house को dissolve करने का decision था, that in itself has been completely done away by the court, and now the house has been reinstated, and it has been said that now within 13 days the house will be reconvened. ठीक है? अगली ये न्यूज़ है. Now if you remember yesterday there was a sports news in which there were the names of 4-5 people. तो मैंने बोला था उनको अलग से notes बना लेना. Today this is the page where you will be preparing your notes. Now what are the notes that you will be preparing? सबसे पहले DAC क्या है? Defense Acquisition Council. The first line in itself is an MCQ. The Defense Acquisition Council (DAC), headed by Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, on Tuesday cleared procurement proposals worth 13,700 crores. So DAC is headed by whom? Option आ गया आपके पास: Prime Minister, President, Defense Minister, Home Minister.
Defense
Minister.
ठीक है. अगले पॉइंट पे पढ़ेंगे. So this is one very important question. DAC क्या है? DAC is the body which is it has been created and carved within the Ministry of Defense so that it can expeditiously go ahead and complete the procurement. Varna, previously you must have seen that there were a lot of scams, for example, Bofors and everything, and then there were delays also. In fact, Rafale का question किया गया, but yet it got a clear chit and everything. So Defense Acquisition Council has been prepared to expeditiously procure things. Now, multiple things are being procured. जिसमें सबसे important है हमारे पास में the Arjun Mach 1A tank. ठीक है? Arjun Mach 1A है. Actually ये Mach का पता नहीं मुझे भी कहाँ से लग गया है, but Mach 1A है ये. ठीक है? So first version है ये उसका, first A. That is why it is being called so. And इसके अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें ऐड करी गई हैं 1A में. A couple of days back I have conducted the class जिसके अंदर मैंने अर्जुन वाला वो एक ग्राफिक भी शेयर किया था कि what are the upgrades that have been done. You might want to go through that also. Apart from that, there is another name, Namika, N-A-M-I-C-A. N-A stands for Nag, M-I for missile, C-A for carrier. So Namika is Nag missile carrier. ठीक है? और missile missile सब बराबर है, potato वाली बात है. Nothing is wrong about saying missile or missile. Depends on what kind of US or English. US English or UK English you are speaking. So Nag missile carrier is Namika. Again, a MCQ. Then Arudra medium power radar. Armor piercing pin stabilized discarding support. 125 mm practical ammunition. मतलब बस चिथड़े उड़ा देगा ये पूरी तरह से टैंक वैंक के. तो सॉरी, ये सारे वेपन्स हम लोग जो है परचेज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं अभी. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, प्रोसेस कैसे चलता है एक्विजिशन का? Now, first of all, DRDO has prepared certain things and has tested it on the Arjun Mach 1A tank. What will happen? Army will first give a general clearance. That is GSQR, General Service Quality Requirement. Air Force में इसी के equivalence पे RFI निकलता है, Request for Information. Then what happens is these people send their proposals. Proposals में immediate acceptance होता है. They will then send a prototype. For example, in this case, 5 tanks will be created and they will be sent. ठीक है? 5 टैंक्स जो होंगे प्री प्रोडक्शन मॉडल वो आएगा इंडिया में, मतलब इंडिया में तो है ऑलरेडी. इट विल बी डिलीवर्ड टू द आर्मी. आर्मी विल कंडक्ट स्पेसिफिक टेस्टिंग इन स्पेसिफिक टेरेन विद स्पेसिफिक रिक्वायरमेंट कंडीशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, द टैंक may not show the same thrust when operated at an altitude of, let's say, 10,000 feet and may not show the same thrust when it is operated at sea level. So that is why different conditions में different जगहों पे ले जाके इनसे टेस्टिंग करी जाएगी. Once it is done, a BPC will be granted. That is bulk production clearance. Now I am according you the entire project, do it. And then 113 more will be produced. So actually पूरे 118 होते हैं, कुछ इसमें भी चेंज किया जाता है जो प्री प्रोडक्शन मॉडल होता है. Some changes are made to that also. So total 118 will be produced. ठीक है? Then there is one last thing, Kalyani M4. That is a multi-role platform which is designed for quick mobility in rough terrain. ठीक है? ये blast protection vehicles हैं. आपने सुना होगा कि IED वाले एरिया में लास्ट ईयर वन paramilitary group was going which actually hit the IED and thereafter many people they were killed in action. So this is where you need to understand that we need to have a very strong body of the vessel which we are traveling through. So Kalyani M4 is that kind of platform which is specially created for such movements. ठीक है? Any questions on this one?
Sir, just correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's marks, not make, right? Makes. All right.
Mark is MACH वाला mark होता है, वो तो speed पे depend करता है ना, aircraft की speed के लिए. Mark और make ये दो use कर सकते हो आप. Mark, not the Mach वाला. Either you can say mark, ठीक है, or you can say make. Both indicate the same thing. Model. But never use ये वाला. मैंने कल ही एक बच्चे को देखा ये वाला मार्क यूज करते हुए, इसीलिए आई वुड से डोंट यूज द मार्क, वरना कंफ्यूज हो गए, बोलते बोलते मार्क से मार्क पे कब चले गए पता नहीं चलेगा.
No timing की.
हाँ, ये जो होमोफोन्स होते हैं ना बहुत प्रॉब्लम करते हैं. सो Mach 1, Mach 2, these are actually air velocities. Air velocities मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि एयरफोर्स का एक्सपोजर है, but otherwise this is simply related to the velocity of a vessel when it is traveling. Can somebody tell me what do you call a vessel that operates at a speed of more than 1 Mach?
Supersonic.
ठीक है, बढ़िया. And 5 plus?
Hypersonic.
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 Which of these capabilities does India have? So दोनों हैं, एक है और एक है, तो कौन सी है ये बताओ. इंडिया के पास कौन सी कैपेबिलिटी है इनमें से?
सुपरसोनिक सर.
सुपरसोनिक.
ठीक है, इंडिया के पास दोनों हैं. लास्ट ईयर वी हैव टेस्टेड द हाइपरसोनिक ग्लाइड व्हीकल, इफ यू रिमेंबर. HGV टेस्ट किया था हमने, याद आया?
सर वो
इसमें किया था सर.
Yes, sir.
करेंगे सर.
हाइपरसोनिक ग्लाइड व्हीकल.
सर वो
अच्छा.
टेस्टिंग में था ना, तो टेस्टिंग वाले
हाँ?
काउंट,
क्या?
टेस्टिंग को काउंट करेंगे.
तो मैंने क्या कहा? Do we have the technology? I didn't say do we have any aircraft operating on that.
Okay.
Officially, we don't have the technology, sir.
We have the technology. We don't have any vessels operating on that. There is a difference.
Kind of confusing.
See, having the technology versus having it deployed, there is a difference. We have the engine
Yes.
technology. We just don't have an indigenous engine of our own. Engine technology तो है हमारे पास.
Okay, clear.
Got it?
So it means that whenever we want, we can use it.
Yes, if it is required, we will be able to implement it. And HGV is something which we really would not want to go with right now, given the fact that we are not yet entered into the NSG, and also we are sitting on the this temporary seat of the UNSC. That makes it more responsible towards the kind of weapons which we will be using in the, we will be testing further. So that is why HGV ke saath we will not want to go right now. But yes, in 5 years or 6 years, you might see that coming into becoming a reality. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
All right. There is a very bad news that around 70 people have been found dead thus far. 39 bodies की तो identification भी नहीं हुई है. There are approximately 29 body parts like fingers, legs, other distorted जो पड़े हुए मिले हैं. All of these samples have been collected and have been sent for DNA testing. But in the meanwhile, so that these people, इनके families को कोई problem ना हो, इन्हें death certificates अब issue किए जा रहे हैं, because it is completely understood now that nobody must have survived. It's been many days. आज कितने 17 days हो चुके हैं now. There is a very bleak chance of these people having survived. So that is why death certificates are being issued to their families, and it's a very bad and sad news to be. It really is not something which you would want to deal with, and yet it is there. So there is just one more point associated with it, that we are identifying their bodies through DNA samples, DNA matching. Okay? The technology which we use in this case is DNA fingerprinting. Although it is called as DNA fingerprinting, it is not even remotely connected with fingerprinting. It is simply called as so because fingerprinting के through क्या करते हो आप? You try to identify a person, right? So यहाँ पे भी DNA samples का use करके you are simply trying to identify them. Okay? अगले पॉइंट पे आते हैं. पंजाब curbs on gathering from March 1. That is due to COVID. So जो लोग का कॉलेज वगैरह पंजाब में है, चंडीगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी, कोई बात नहीं, अभी तुम लोग को वक्त लगेगा. Next point is government will ensure healthcare for all. See, ये जो है एक political statement है completely. Now you will say that then why did I put it over here? I've put it because I want you to read it for your essay. In your essays, you always look forward to get some points to begin your essay and some points to conclude your essay, right? So when the Prime Minister is promising something to the people, despite the fact that it is a political statement, it is not a lie. ठीक है, हम लोग political statement को generally झूठ और ये सब फालतू बातों से associate कर देते हैं. That's not right. Political statement only shows the vision that the leader of the country has. Go through it, put that into the conclusion and the introduction. Now I'll give you an example of the statement which you can use. जैसे यहाँ पे एक line दी हुई है, the trust in the country's healthcare sector has increased many-fold all over the world after the pandemic's aftershock. अब इसको तुम कैसे यूज करोगे? आफ्टर द पैंडेमिक आफ्टर शॉक मैंने बोला है. सो हाउ डू यू यूज दिस स्टेटमेंट? लेट्स से अगर तुम्हें इसे इंट्रोडक्शन में यूज करना है, थोड़ा सा चैलेंज करते हुए, तो लिखोगे द ट्रस्ट इन द कंट्रीज हेल्थ केयर सेक्टर हैज इंक्रीज्ड मेनी फोल्ड ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड इन द पैंडेमिक आफ्टर शॉक, एंड येट द रूरल इंडिया इज नॉट फाइंडिंग इट्स प्लेस इन द हेल्थ केयर प्रोवाइडेड. ठीक है, इस टाइप से कुछ लिख दिया तो क्या होगा? एक डाइवर्जन आगे की पूरी दुनिया को भरोसा है लेकिन रूरल इंडिया में भी कवरेज नहीं है. द प्रॉब्लम गेट्स फोकस्ड सेंट्रल टू द रूरल इंडिया. इट्स नॉट अ नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट, इट्स ओनली आस्किंग एंड रेजिंग अ आर्गुमेंट. क्योंकि see, the sector is very good globally, it is accredited, you are saying good things about it, Yet some lacunas are there. इसी को कंक्लूजन में पुट करना है तो सिंपल सी बात है, the trust in the country's health sector has increased many-fold across the world, and thus we also need to make some strides in the healthcare sector so that the rural India also can put its trust into the healthcare sector. That is how you conclude. Again a positive statement, but सही तरीके से पुट करके. So ऐसे बहुत statements इसमें दिए हुए हैं, कई अभियानों से related दिए हुए हैं, ठीक है. So just go through it once, it will give you good content. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज जी साथियन जो है उनको अभी नेशनल टीटी में गोल्ड मिला है, सो दैट्स वन नेम यू वुड वांट टू रिमेंबर, ठीक है. नेशनल टेबल टेनिस चैंपियनशिप में ही हैज प्लेड दिस आई थिंक 4 times बिफोर, सो नहीं 3 times बिफोर, 4th वाले में जीत गए. सो एक बार नाम नोट कर लेना अलग से. नेक्स्ट न्यूज इज 7,000 इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स रजिस्टर्ड इन 2020. अब 7,000 व्हीकल्स जो है रजिस्टर हुए 2020 में दिल्ली में, एंड दिल्ली के अंदर एक नया मोबिलिटी का मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हुआ है, दैट एंटायर फ्लीट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट विल बी शिफ्टेड टू इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स. नाउ दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हैड ऑलरेडी अकॉर्डेड. दे सेड दैट वी विल बी कंप्लीटली शिफ्टिंग आवर फ्लीट फ्रॉम द रेगुलर व्हीकल्स टू द इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स. ठीक है, लास्ट ईयर में 7,000 हुए एंड दिस इज अ गुड नंबर. Very soon we might see a huge number of vehicles flying onto the roads which are electric vehicles in nature, and I think for local commute it should not be a major problem. अभी current situation में vehicles can easily fly up to 200 kilometers, 200 to 250. अब इससे ज़्यादा दिल्ली में कहाँ ही जाओगे? I think if you take a very long turn also in that in the area of Delhi only, vicinity में ही लेते हो, तो भी it should not never go beyond 150 kilometers, including the NCR region. NCR के outskirts पे obviously if you will go it might be a little bit troublesome for you, but taking a vehicle for the regular movement in Delhi, I think that could be easily done away with the electric vehicles. Plus these are non-polluting and काफी बढ़िया इनकी mobility भी रहती है, sound pollution भी नहीं होता है, air pollution भी नहीं होता है, so that is a good thing about it. So we are moving towards it. Now if you remember कुछ महीनों पहले मैंने तुम्हें एक homework दिया था FAME की, FAME scheme के बारे में पढ़ देना. कुछ महीने के आई थिंक इसी मंथ में भी बोला एक बार, लास्ट टाइम व्हेन वी वर डूइंग. सो किसने फेम इंडिया स्कीम पढ़ी भी और नोट्स भी बनाए उसमें? इज देयर समबडी हु हैज डन दैट?
यस सर.
बस एक बच्चे ने?
सर आई डन इट लाइक वेरी लॉन्ग अगो, तो उसके नोट्स नहीं मिल रहे, बट किया था बहुत पहले आपने बताने से पहले.
बचपन में तो मैं एक बार डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर भी था, उसका प्रूफ क्या है? Point is that
have those notes written somewhere, sir.
They find them and do read them because these are important and electric vehicles की mobility बढ़ रही है. Delhi government is also coming up with certain new policies. हाँ ललित, बताइए.
तो मैं बता रहा था, मैंने नोट बनाए हैं सर इसके.
हाँ, that's a very good thing. तो एक ललित ने बनाए हैं और तो कोई है नहीं भाई, बाकी लोग भी सीरियस हो जाओ, बना लो नोट्स, ये क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. साइंस तुमने भी बनाया राइट?
Yes sir.
Great. Others, please ensure. चलो, फेम इंडिया के नोट्स देख लेना. फेम इंडिया में 2 पार्ट्स हैं, फेम 1 and 2, ठीक है. दोनों के ऊपर पढ़ लेना क्या एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज मिनिस्ट्री डिसोन्स काउ साइंस एग्जामिनेशन. सो राष्ट्रीय कामधेनु आयोग जो लास्ट ईयर स्थापित हुआ था, उसने बड़े प्यार से बोल दिया कि दिस काउ साइंस एग्जामिनेशन इज समथिंग व्हिच वाज द ब्रेन चाइल्ड ऑफ ओनली वन मैन. जो प्रीवियस जो 20 फरवरी को रिटायर हुए हैं अभी इनके चीफ, उनका ब्रेन चाइल्ड था, and the department or the ministry has nothing to do absolutely with it. And now they will be re-evaluating the entire cow science examination, its curriculum, the claims like cow dung has been protecting people from radiations and everything. ठीक है, scientific basis पे evaluation किया जाएगा and only then a decision will be taken. Apart from that, all those people who have already registered for the examination, the government will be reaching out to you. ठीक है, they will be telling you on what happens next. Next point is monks play push for new projects. Now Tawang area में, Tawang basin के अंदर, there are very certain projects which have already been stuck. सिंपल सी भाषा में बोला जाए तो अटके पड़े हैं बहुत सालों से. Hurdles बहुत ज़्यादा थे वहाँ पे because of the ecological constraints. But now there has been another angle. If you create such major projects, they will also go against certain religious sentiments. क्योंकि pilgrimage sites हैं बुद्धिज्म की, तो उन बुद्धिस्ट pilgrimage sites को भी कुछ डैमेज हो सकता है उन प्रोजेक्ट से. Recently, the Chief Minister Pema Khandu ji, he said that he will be restarting those projects and will be reinvigorating those. So these monks have expressed their concerns about it, and let's see what happens in future. So the organization which raised this concern was SMRF, or Save Mon Region Federation. Next point is Facebook to end Australian news blackout. I'll come on to this one a little bit later. Then Haryana sets up 4th forensic lab. You can see that this is the condition of forensics labs in India. I mean, we are a country which is so densely populated, and yet in a state which is as big as Haryana, only a 4th laboratory has been established thus far. ठीक है, अभी हिसार में एस्टैब्लिश हुई है, इससे पहले गुरुग्राम, सुनारिया और मोगनान में ये सारी की सारी क्रिएटेड थी, तो अब हिसार में क्रिएट हुई है. नाउ प्रॉब्लम इज that there are certain more states like Uttar Pradesh जहां पे अभी तक 4 laboratories भी नहीं हुई हैं. So this is the poor condition of forensics in our country. And when forensics are so poor, tell me one thing, criminals आज की तारीख में पहले से smart हुए हैं अगर, so don't you think the police should also become smart enough and should have these tools at its disposal? Forensics वाले, I mean half the times तो हमारे rape के cases इसीलिए solve नहीं होते क्योंकि जो evidence collect किया होता है हमने वो खराब हो जाता है, or maybe the tests which we have conducted are inadmissible. So this is where we need to see this forensics laboratories not just as an infrastructure but also as a complete overhaul of the, you can say, judicial process या फिर criminal justice system. तो उसके reforms में forensics lab को add करना एक बहुत important factor है. Then Mizoram group seeks asylum for coup hit Myanmar villages. यहाँ पे मिजोरम का एक ग्रुप है जिसने बोला है कि म्यांमार के वो विलेजेस जहाँ पे अभी रिसेंटली कू होने के बाद में मिलिट्री एक्शंस हो रहे हैं, तो उन विलेजेस से आने वाले विलेजर्स को वी शुड प्रोवाइड सम असाइलम, बट द गवर्नमेंट हैज सेड दैट दे विल फर्स्ट हैव टू कम अप एंड विल हैव टू पुट अ फॉर्मल रिक्वेस्ट. सो चिन कम्युनिटी एंड मिजोस जो इंडिया में है उनके रिगार्डिंग ये बात है. नाउ इन दिस न्यूज व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस स्टेटमेंट कि वो उनको रिफ्यूज दे रहे हैं नहीं दे रहे हैं, दैट इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. What is important for you are few things. जैसे सबसे पहले Chin community. The Chin community is also found in Myanmar and partly it is also present in Mizoram. ठीक है. उसके बाद में अगले पॉइंट पे आ जाओ तो Chin और Mizo ये दोनों एक पर्टिकुलर एथनिक ग्रुप को बिलोंग करते हैं, that is called as Zo. Okay. Zo से ही Mizo बना है term. So this is where you have to remember. So the only paragraph which you will find very important in this one is this. ठीक है. Next point पे आते हैं. Now government to review anti-dumping duty on Chinese steel products. Is there somebody in the class who can explain to me what is anti-dumping duty? कोई एक बच्चा बता सकता है क्या? Anybody wants to give it a try?
तो जो टैरिफ या फिर क्या कहते हैं टैक्स लगाती है गवर्नमेंट, जिससे कि अगर उनको लगता है कि कोई कंट्री जो है वो अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को डंप करना चाह रही है.
ठीक है. किरण, किरण हाथ रेस करके आप भूल गई क्या? चलो कोई बात नहीं. Lalit, you have given a good explanation, but next time whenever you are explaining something, explanation becomes more apt when you explain the jargon. For example, in this explanation you only had to explain one term, that was dumping. और वो dumping आपने वैसे ही बोल दिया. It is just to counter the effect of dumping. What is dumping is something I believe you know, but वही explain करना था actually. ठीक है? So explanation में ये point का ध्यान रखना. Jargons are to be explained. Now, what is dumping? But a good answer though. So dumping का मतलब होता है when I am selling a product in the foreign market at a price which is lower than the price which I am selling it for in the domestic market. That simple. When a product is being sold in the domestic market at a price higher than higher than what it is being sold for in the foreign market, in that case the foreign market, to prevent its own domestic industry, will apply certain tariffs called as anti-dumping duty. इसको साइड में रखो, अब हिंदी में समझो. चाइना के अंदर लेट्स से स्टील इज बीइंग प्रोड्यूस्ड, ओके, एंड जस्ट रैंडम नंबर्स दे रहा हूं. लेट्स से दैट स्टील इज बीइंग सोल्ड फॉर 30 rupees per kg in China. 30 rupees per kg in China. But when the same person is exporting that steel to India, Chinese government is providing 20 rupees subsidy. So now this steel will come to India at a price of only 10 rupees per kg. India, which already has its own certain problems with the sector, लेट्स से इंडिया में कोई डोमेस्टिक फैक्ट्री वाला है, इज प्रोड्यूसिंग द सेम स्टील एट 20 रुपीज, ओके, या फिर चलो 20 तो ज्यादा सस्ता हो गया, लेट्स से इंडिया में 40 रुपीज पे बेच रहा है एक बंदा डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में, अब चाइना से आ रहा है 30 रुपीज पे, सो दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम. सो व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट विल डू इज, इंडिया वाले पे 0 कर देगा टैक्स, चाइना वाले पे 33% लगा देगा, जो 30 रुपीज वाला था पहले, ठीक है. सो दैट 30 रुपीज वाला जो वो बढ़ के बन जाएगा 40. तो दिस इज नाउ बिकमिंग इक्वल टू व्हाट इज प्रेजेंट इन इंडिया. तो फेयर ट्रेड हो गया यहाँ पे कंप्लीटली. बट नाउ दैट चाइना इज प्रोवाइडिंग एक्स्ट्रा सब्सिडी, वो 10 रुपए पे आएगा. इवन इफ द गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड्स 33% सब्सिडी, दैट इज ओनली फॉर 13 रुपीज. आधे लोगों को ये गया होगा सर से ऊपर. सो आई विल एक्सप्लेन दिस अगेन. रूटीन सर्कमस्टांसेस में, ठीक है, रूटीन सर्कमस्टांसेस में क्या हो रहा है, इंडिया में प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट इज 10 रुपी और टैक्स कितना लगा रहे हैं हमने कहा 0 रुपीज. सो सॉरी, इंडिया में 40 रुपीज, इंडिया में इट इज 40 रुपीज, टैक्स हमने लगाया 0 रुपीज. सो टोटल प्राइस कितना हुआ 40 रुपीज. चाइना में the steel is being produced for 30 rupees in transport logistics सब मिला के total. Now when it is coming to India, Indian government says that if this 30 rupee का steel comes to our market, हमारी local industry की death हो जाएगी. So they will put a 33% tariff on this. ठीक है, 33.33% का लगा दिया, 1/3 लगा दिया सीधा सीधा tariff. So that will be 10 rupees. टैक्स लगा दिया इस पे, कस्टम वगैरह जो लगती है ड्यूटीज, कस्टम ड्यूटी एक्सेट्रा. Now this becomes 40 rupees. Both are available for 40 rupees in domestic market. Is this a fair trade or not?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
अब आता है डंपिंग के सर्कमस्टेंस में, जिसकी चाइना जो है चैंपियन है. डंपिंग के केस में व्हाट विल हैपन इज, इंडिया का केस रिमेन्स द सेम. इन इंडिया 40 रुपीज प्रोडक्शन, 0 रुपीज टैक्स, 40 रुपीज का पर केजी पे स्टील. बट व्हाट चाइनीज गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग, इट सेज दैट सी, once you are going to India, they will apply tariff to you. So what I'll do is I'll subsidize it for you. I'll give you 20 rupees as relaxation right now. So you only end up paying 10 rupees. And since this product becomes for 10 rupees now, if you go to India, they will apply a tariff of 33%, which is 3 rupees in this case. So this is 13 rupees. Now again, don't you think Indian industry किसी भी तरीके से compete नहीं कर सकता इससे? China had to invest only 20 rupees so that Indian industry could get a loss of 40 rupees. For every 20 rupees that China is investing, India का loss इसमें 40 rupees का है. आप कहोगे कैसे, यहाँ तो 27 rupees का लॉस दिख रहा है. Actually 13 वाला खरीदा गया, 40 वाला कभी खरीदा ही नहीं गया. It was only the 13 rupee product which will sell. You can see the stark difference in the prices. Quality is almost the same, everything is fine. So that is where these anti-dumping duties come into picture. अब सरकार कहेगी कि तुम ये 10 रुपीज पे ला रहे हो, इस पे I am also applying an anti-dumping duty. Then this anti-dumping duty will be very strong. This anti-dumping duty could go up to any level. Only one condition is attached to it, that this has to be temporary in nature. ऐसा नहीं है कि anti-dumping duty लगाने के नाम पे आप हर किसी को हर बात पे ड्यूटीज पुट कर रहे हो एंड वो परपेचुटी में चलती जा रही हैं. They have to be temporary in nature. सरकार ने बोल दिया पर केजी जो स्टील आएगा इस पे वी विल अप्लाई 43 रुपीज का टैरिफ. जाओ खेलो, 53 रुपीज हो गया अब आपका प्राइस. This is after the anti-dumping duty comes into picture. ठीक है? Is this clear now? What is anti-dumping?
Yes, sir.
Anybody having any question?
Yes, sir.
कोई सवाल नहीं? ठीक है.
Oh.
अभी रिसेंटली हमारे बजट के टाइम पे बजट स्पीच में बोला गया था that this anti-dumping will continue for this year also, but now DGTR is reviewing that. And currently, if it is happening, so I am expecting that this duty might be increased further. ठीक है? It will be increased further. अब कुछ गाइडलाइंस है, देख लेना, पढ़ लेना अगर कहीं दिल्ली गुजरात जा रहे हो घूमने, क्योंकि these people have put guidelines related to COVID. Then terrorism is a crime against humanity. ऐसा इन्होंने एस जयशंकर जी ने बोला है. अब इसके पीछे का बैकग्राउंड समझो. सो फ्यू डेज बैक, आई थिंक 2-3 days बैक, UNHRC में एक स्टेटमेंट दिया गया था अबाउट द कंडीशन ऑफ द माइनॉरिटीज इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. व्हाई एग्जैक्टली इज इट हैपनिंग? UNHRC के हेड पे बैठते हैं पाकिस्तानी लोग और कुछ एंटी इंडिया ग्रुप जो काफी एक्टिव रहते हैं. सो नाउ एस जयशंकर जी ने, he took his time and thereafter he gave a clear cut response. He simply said that terrorism is a blot on the society और फिर वही बात है, पाकिस्तान की जब बेइज्जती करनी हो तो फिर सीधी बात है टेररिज्म के ही बारे में बात करो, और तो कुछ बचता नहीं है. एंड दिस इज वेरी फनी टू सी दैट in Pakistan you will find that the conditions of minorities are extremely poor, and yet whenever there is an international stage they will simply come and say that India में minorities की condition खराब है. By any logic, even if चलो ठीक है 1% मान भी लिया minorities के साथ में इतना ज्यादा अच्छा condition नहीं है, and I know the reasons exactly, I'll give you the reasons why India के साथ India में minorities का upliftment नहीं हो पाता है इतना, ठीक है. Any case में पाकिस्तान से लाखों गुना अच्छी condition है हमारे यहाँ. We are 1 million times better than Pakistan. Now, coming back to the same point, why is the condition of minorities not so good in India? First of all, the path which we took initially was socialist path. That has never worked for any country. ठीक है, socialism never worked for any country, including Russia. China ने भी खुद को capitalist ही बना लिया कहने के लिए कि वो socialist country है वो. It's a very strongly controlled, state-owned capitalist society. ठीक है, the only difference between them and the West is that in West you have private capitalism. In the Chinese government wala sense, you have state-owned and state-led capitalism. India के case में we have only switched on to that in 1991. Only after then the benefits were percolating to the lowest strata. Lowest strata पे कौन आता है? Backward castes, backward communities, minorities. तो अभी time लगेगा हमारे यहाँ development में. And yet we are doing fairly good. In fact, we have had a president who has come from the minorities, not just one. We have had multiple presidents. ठीक है, कितने officers हैं हमारे यहाँ पे? We have officers even in the military. We have officers in every realm of the governance who are coming from minorities. How can we even say that the condition of minorities is not that good? Comparatively देखो चीजों को, तो things are very good. Absolutely देखोगे, you will try to compare us with the United States of America. Then वही बात है, जब comparison ही flawed हो तो उसके बाद में क्या किया जा सकता है, right? You cannot really compare India with Europe, where everything is developed and everything is fine. So the condition of anybody is not that bad in India. We are doing fairly good. Although this does not mean that you should, shut your mouth. You being an Indian have every right to throw bricks and mud at your home. Nobody else should do that. ठीक है, हम लोग कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं अपने देश के बारे में, वो हमारा प्रॉब्लम है. बाहर वाला कोई कैसे बोल सकता है? The same thing went on the UNHRC. We said that we are a sovereign country, and our approach to this UN human rights is guided by the spirit of engagement, dialogue, and consultation. कहीं भी हमने नहीं बोला कि you can dictate your rules on us. ठीक है? Next point is schools told to sensitize students on cyberbullying. So this is very important. Here I would want you to read this one क्योंकि इसमें कुछ खास rocket science news नहीं है. Apart from that, read about these two things. गुड टच, बैड टच. ये जब बच्चों के ऊपर सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट होते हैं तो उससे बचाने के लिए आया कि शुड चिल्ड्रन बी टॉट अबाउट गुड टच एंड बैड टच. वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट, रीड इट इन द लाइट ऑफ सेक्स एजुकेशन, that whether that should be granted to the students at age appropriate levels or not. It's a good topic for preparing your GD. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इमरान खान पहुंच गए इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर का झंडा लेके और बोल दिया CPEC should be extended till Colombo. ठीक है, अब CPEC को ले जाओगे आप पूरा नीचे तक, तो what you will do is you will create a maritime limb also, and this again will be complete encirclement of India. So I'm very sure that India will not like it, and CPEC के extension को India होने भी नहीं देगा कुछ भी करके. We will extend our support and everything to Sri Lanka, and I believe that this is high time that India approaches Sri Lanka and creates an integrated zone, whether be it on security levels, whether be it on what do you call economic level or anything. Because until and unless you are integrating them with us, they have full-fledged chance of going to any other place. So what you can create, and I believe this is very much possible, to integrate Bangladesh and Sri Lanka with Indian systems. And integration का मतलब ये नहीं कि उनकी sovereignty को undermine करो. Have a good consultation with them, find certain agreements, and get it done. Because this is not just important for you from economic perspective, it's also very important from security perspective. Imagine if Bangladesh allows us to completely and freely build any roads and anything which is required to create our connectivity towards the northeastern India. This will have two-sided benefits. Bangladesh, while it is providing its land, is also getting connectivity. उनके पास roads तो है नहीं. So if we are creating the roads for them, they can use those for themselves. And on the other hand, the northeastern India gets connected to the regular India. And then if you connect northeastern India with further parts of the world, I think ASEAN economy में हम अपने northeastern exports को बहुत easily भेज सकते हैं. But those are the things of later part. first of all, you should understand that unless we are integrating them, they are open to move towards any other country. And it might come as a shock to you that CPEC was only initiated in 2015. So 2015 से अब तक अगर CPEC हमारे लिए इतना बड़ा सरदर्द बन चुका है, so if in 2021 Sri Lanka agrees to the CPEC, imagine what kind of a headache would stand for us in 2026, just 5 years down the line. Think about that. You are the officers of tomorrow. I think this will make more sense to you. Now, the class is over.